So, as you can see, we are back at Night Shift Auto Lab. We don't have anything major to do today, but since I have been daily driving the turbo car, and by daily driving I mean I've been driving it every day. Since I got it ready for the drift event, it has been driven every single day. Today is Mother's Day, May 11th, and I took this car drifting on the 25th and 26th of April. So it was ready on the 23rd. So I've basically been driving it since the 23rd of April, every day. Haven't really watched the miles or anything. I've just been driving it, so it's been good. Hasn't given me any real issues or anything. The handbrake, while it works, it's been acting up a little bit. So every now and then, you can probably see all the dust in the wheels. So yeah, no, they're not supposed to be that color. So my handbrake, for some reason, it's been almost sticking. And I never had that problem before, but what I did notice is there's a small leak right here. So at the fitting that comes out of the master and goes to both of the calipers, there's a leak at that fitting. So I have a feeling, I mean, there's still pressure in it. It still works. So it hasn't lost that much fluid. There can't be that much air in the line. I just have a feeling that, and I say one of the calipers, but it's got to be both of the calipers, or there's got to be something in the line or something, because it would almost be impossible to pull. I would go to just mess around and just put a little bit of tension on it, and it would feel like it's grabbing way better than it should. So I kind of want to pop the rear wheels off and just inspect the calipers, make sure that they're moving freely as they should be. But I also want to swap out that fitting. Whoa, sorry, don't mind my cheap Amazon tripod phone selfie stick thingamajigger. But I believe this is the fitting that I'm looking for. So it's a banjo bolt, and that is a -3AN. So I can essentially get rid of this little loop-de-loop here. I can make this come straight at that, and this banjo is designed for Willwood disc brakes, and this master is supposedly a Willwood master cylinder. And even if it's not a Willwood master cylinder, it's a copy of that, so it should use the same hardware. So that's the part number for it. So that should just be a good banjo to -3AN. Luckily, we made this fitting. It was the only fitting that he had at the time that had the proper threads for this, but it was too deep. So he ended up having to cut it down shorter and trying to mill it properly, and I ended up, it leaked, and then I ended up trying to stack a washer under it just to try and get it to seal better, and then another washer under it just to, try and get it to seal better, and then even tried whacking it with a hammer and chisel just to try and get the crush washers to crush a little bit better. And it's still, I mean, let me pop this booty off. It's still, you can see by the discoloration that it's leaked a little bit. So just gonna swap out this homemade fitting for this Willwood fitting and try and clean this up a little bit. Yeah, so that's really all that I have planned for today. Although I think since it's so beautiful out, I think I may give this girl a bath too, the first one of the season. She hasn't gotten one since I put it away, so there's definitely some probably not salt on it, just with how many times it's rained, but yeah, she's definitely a dirty girl. She could use a bath. Excuse me. Oh, and the other thing that I wanted to do, I noticed that my fender liner got ripped out of place, and it's actually not because of the outside here, it's because of the inside. Up in here, up in there, it's not on the chassis anymore. So yeah, look how dirty this thing is. She definitely deserves a bath. Look at that, filthy. So fix the fitting at the brake line. Check the rear calipers for the handbrake, make sure those are okay. And then I got to pop this front tire off, fix the fender liner, and while I'm in there fixing the fender liner, I also noticed, I don't know when it happened, I have no idea when it happened, I realized that my horn doesn't work. So I looked up in the fender liner to see, you know, what's going on with the horn, and the wiring is there, but there's no horns. So either it fell off at some point, like while I was drifting, or over the winter when I was dailying it in the snow. But as of right now, there's no horn on the car, and obviously that's not a big deal, but it'd be cool if I could, you know, give a little toot at people. But can I just say how beautiful an E36 sedan is? Like, there's just something about a black sedan. Ideally, I should pull the car into the shop to work on it, but it's so beautiful out. I just feel like it's a shame to be doing that. So I'm not going to. I'm really just jacking the car up, so it's not like I'm doing anything crazy. I'm not even going to bleed the brakes. I'm just going to swap the fitting over. I don't need my handbrake to work for any reason right now, so it's not the end of the world if I don't bleed it perfectly right now. I just want to get that fitting swapped over so that I can have it stop leaking, because brake fluid, as you might know, eats paint, and the inside of the chassis is painted. So I would yeah, I just want to stop that leaking brake fluid from leaking onto the chassis and causing potential rust and rot problems. So fix that fitting, stop the leak. Then I should go look at my horn situation and see what I have for horns over here. Yeah, but I can grab a horn. Horn. Where are all the horns? Getting real horny in here. Yeah, so there's a horn. Just do one and see how it sounds. I probably have another one up there hiding somewhere too. And I do. So this is for an E36. and it's a hub adapter, which will allow me to put a steering wheel in the car. Now, for driving it around on the street, I don't necessarily need a steering wheel, but I just hate the stock steering wheel, like, with a passion. So, like that's cool, even though it's got a D. But I've done so much work to the car that I feel like it deserves a better wheel, or like even a wheel like this or something. You know, like that is so much better than what I have. We'll see. We'll look over at this one. Even something like that. I'm not a fan of like the Hot Boy blue stitching or like the stripe up here or anything, but I feel like she deserves it. She deserves the love of having a nicer steering wheel, because I mean, you come in here and you're like, oh wow, sick, you got a hydro, you got a chassis mount shifter. Oh, but you have a stock steering wheel, and it's not even, it doesn't even have like a fancy logo. It's just a black Ford whatever. Like it could be so much better. Like, even over to this one. This one's got more of an M3 style wheel in it, and it's locked, so I'm not going to get in it, but that's, even that, just going from 4 spokes to 3 spokes will make a huge difference. So, good to know I have a hub adapter, so I can do that if I want. But I also kind of like a wheel like this, where it's a stock BMW wheel. It uses all of the stock mounting stuff, but it's just 3 spoke. Now, the only shitty part about that is people want like $400 and $500 for those wheels, which I get it, they're nice, but I can just go spend $200 on an aftermarket wheel, and yes, it's not OEM, and it may not be period correct, but it literally does exactly what I need it to, and I have no concerns. So, I don't know. It's good to know that I do have that. I thought I might have sold it. Ooh, I think I only sold the quick release. That's what I did. I sold the quick release, but I still have the hub adapter. So, that's good to know. I will keep that in mind, see if I find any cool wheel that catches my eye. But yeah, let's get to swapping out this fitting. So the idea is try and do this as quick as possible. I don't really want to leak out a shit ton of fluid. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I just don't want to leak out a shit ton of fluid. So the goal, we're going to grab a couple rags to catch anything that could possibly spill. We're going to shut that so I don't kill the battery. Grab my toolbox. Grab my tool bag. We're just going to check to see what sizes we have on everything. I'm going to try and set you guys up. I don't know. Is that good? I don't care. Make sure if you guys want a hoodie like this, Night Shift Auto Lab. It's got a nice picture, or a nice graphic of Orion's orange S13 on the back of it. Make sure you hit him up. Okay. So we got the banjo. Let's see what size it is. How much you want to bet it's a 14? I want to say it's a 14, but it really might be a 15. No, 14 fits. It's very tight. It might be no, you know what? It might be a 9/16. Where's my American stuff, brother? Yeah, it's a 9/16. Dang American stuff. Okay, cool. So that's a 9/16. Let's throw some washers on here. One on one side. Throw the banjo through it. One on the other side. So I'm just gonna slide this out of the way. Yeah. I'm laughing because the dash 3AN is an 11/16. So we're just doing all sorts of American stuff here, brother. My rags. Almost forgot the rags. As it starts to leak. Great job. Great success. So I get to unbend that a little bit. The banjo is just going to be straight on. Alright, so now I need to figure out what size that is. It looks bigger. I think that might be a 16. Check it with this guy. So if you look at the ingenuity, we've got yeah, okay, cool. So if you look at the ingenuity, we've got a fitting welded to a dash 3AN fitting. So this part wasn't leaking, but there actually maybe it was just leaking from the weld. But he pressure tested it though, so I don't think it would have been. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. Let's throw this guy on there. Actually, let's clean this up a little bit. And now let's throw that on there. Yeah, that feels like a much better fit, to be honest. Okay, so it is a 9/16 Merc. I just don't have the best angle on this. And I just don't want to fucking strip the fuck out of it. Because that would be unfortunate, you know? You know, everybody says, oh, a 9/16 and a 14 is the same. Well, I can tell you, a 9/16 may work on a 14, but a 14 does not work on a 9/16. Because if I had one of these in a 9/16, this would be really easy. But I don't. So, excuse me while I try and figure something else out. Because, yeah, I could just grab a ratchet and do it that way, but, what's the fun in that when I just have hand tools, you know? Yeah, it'll be quick and easy. Don't even worry about it. It'll be quick and easy. That's what I tell myself every time. Quick and easy. It is warm though. I gotta lose this sweatshirt. Here's the cool graphic on the back for anybody that was wondering. See? Night Shift Auto Lab. Go get you one. Make sure I put the keys in my pocket so I don't accidentally lock myself out of the shop. Because I doubt Orion wants to come here on a Sunday. Okay, so that's tight. Don't need that guy. Ooh, careful. I don't like it. I always feel like these banjo bolts are so cheap. And like I'm gonna fucking snap them. Because that feels like it's tight. But I feel like if I go any tighter, I'm gonna fucking snap it. You know what I mean? But it's definitely leaking. Let's see. it looks like. If it's stretching or bending at all, don't even bother with it. So, to make a long story short, I did nothing. The fitting that I bought ended up getting destroyed, and I ended up reusing the fitting that was initially in the Master to begin with for the day. So, all of this work was for nothing. Well, not necessarily for nothing, because I might have fixed the leak that it had. Driving it around for a couple days will tell. I gotta dry off the Master, and hopefully no wetness comes back. But changing the fitting didn't work.